Hello, IGN. My name is Jose Otero. I am here with Brian Altano.
What's up?
We are checking out Zelda Triforce Heroes. This was the announcement trailer at E3. Brian, what's the background on this game?
So this is sort of a sequel of sorts to Four Swords, or at least something in the same vein. It's a multiplayer top-down Zelda using the kind of chibi Wind Waker art style that we've it kind of gets thrown towards all of the kind of side project Zeldas of the last few years.
Yep.
It's 3 players. It's on 3DS, and it's really fun. We got to play it at E3. So a cool thing about it is you're all playing as different characters. Now, there's no voice chat, but to communicate with each other, you sort of have these emojis down here. And the good thing about them is that hitting them makes them appear on screen, but hitting them a bunch of times that makes them grow and grow and grow.
Emphasizes, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
so you
hey,
can
over here.
You can kind of spam them. And one of my favorite ones to spam was the pom-poms.
Oh,
so in the lower corner
Yep.
there, you see the lower left, you see Link with the pom-poms. You can just pretty much hit that over and over. That's the kind of cheer on your players. But
so I do want to point out a few more things to people. Right now in the build that we played, and I don't know if this will be in the final game, but I'm presuming it is,
Yep.
you get 3 chances per level. That's why the 3 fairies are there.
Yeah.
So if you die, you will basically restart from the last checkpoint. Now, sometimes this means restarting from basically the first section of that level. Another thing I want to point out is that you see those 3 portraits, blue, green, red.
Yeah.
If you press, so you're obviously the one in the middle. This is the green player who's playing. But if you press the red one, the camera will pan over to show you what red is doing. Same thing happens with blue. If you tap on that and hold it, it'll show you what blue is doing. And this is a really useful way to just keep you informed to what's happening.
Yeah.
Lastly, I do want to point out that, yeah, you're absolutely right in that the art style is very much in the vein of Wind Waker. So if you look here, the overall engine looks like it is absolutely a Link Between Worlds, but they have adjusted it so that it matches, the faces match more of basically Wind Waker style, which has become kind of the, I guess, the token reference for multiplayer Zelda thanks to Four Swords.
Yeah, so here's the new mechanic that they're showing off for the first time here. It's the totem mechanic. So basically, it's all about stacking players, and you can stack 1, 2, or 3 people. If you're 1, you're on your own. 2, you can do some puzzles. But 3 is the way you're going to attack some bosses who are actually tiered that way.
And the most important thing to point out is that the bottom person here, so green, is the one driving.
Yeah.
Red is not driving, and blue has nothing to do unless blue needs to toss red over. The same thing goes for green. Green, I believe, can toss them both. I'm not entirely sure.
So green is actually walking right now, but red can
there.
attack, can shoot arrows and stuff like that, solve puzzles from up there, as you'll see right here with green at the top. Now, another thing I wanted to point out, if you're looking in the upper left corner of the screen and you're going, wow, there's a lot of hearts, that's some end game level stuff. This game must be really easy. Nope, because unlike Four Swords, you actually share all of those hearts, you share all those rupees. This is not a competitive game, this is a cooperative game. So if you have somebody on your team who's being awful and beating people up and throwing them in the pits, you're killing everybody.
That's going to be a challenge.
That's a pain. And I was actually doing that to some of the Nintendo reps at E3, because why not? And no one was happy about that.
Evil man.
That's
so
right.
Here's a closer look at the face right here. You also notice the hair has a little more bounce to it. A show that you and I are both on Nintendo Voice Chat. We've talked about how we do appreciate a Link Between Worlds style, but some of that classic look to a Link to the Past was a little lost in transition to 3D. It looked a little rough around the edges. This is a bit more stylized. I also do want to point out this is the hero tunic clearly. What you should know is that this outfit, the outfits all have abilities. This one does not. This is just straight up for the hardcore. I got this, and I can just use any item. Sort of bragging rights, I guess, for the Zelda fans.
So clothing is here for the first time, and you can actually dress up in. It's sort of like what we're seeing with Mii characters in Smash Brothers. You know,
but there's an ability type.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Nintendo's been really big on sort of like upgrades and badges and sort of buffs with their with a lot of their games recently, and this goes right in line with that.
So this is the spin attack attire. Obviously, so your spin attack will have a wider sort of arc. There'll be more impact to it. And quick thing to note, that is a very Japanese fashion sense. I will appreciate that right there. So you'll see an example of it here. Although only one of them, I do want to point out, is wearing the outfit. It is the one in the center, the green one. The other 2 are wearing different outfits. The outfit on the right was not shown at E3. Looks like some kind of like wizard's gear. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe that's good for enhancing staffs.
Yeah.
Because you do have like the ice rod and the fire rod. And then the one on the left is wearing, I believe, what is the next outfit. It is sort of one focused on bombs. No, it's not. This is Lucky Loungewear. So Lucky Loungewear, they give you an example of it here. But basically, when you take a hit, that was it. You didn't take the hit. Instead, you were lucky, and you bounced off with none of the damage.
Right.
So that's a good... That's just a useful if I'm a novice in Zelda. And this is the bomb outfit, which is known as Big Bomb Outfit. You basically will be able to make a bigger bomb than normal. Now, I do want to point out that these outfits are meant to complement the items of each level, and each level has a loadout of what items are available at the start. So you're not just willy-nilly pairing, outfits to items or choosing items of your choice. Each level is going to roll that stuff out.
Now, speaking of levels, we've seen some of the earlier ones in this demo are kind of wide-open areas, but you do get a lot of specific areas like this, which are built into tiers or tunnels. Like that one had basically something for each person to be doing. Right? And we tried this demo at E3, and we played it with some of the Nintendo people, and they were off doing one thing, and I was over here on one side doing a completely different thing. And occasionally we'd all have to come together and sort of say, hey, help each other out.
Yeah, and so far what's noticeably absent is the ability to go flat on the wall. That is not here, so I would say it seems to be that is not a part of what this game is going for.
Good call. I don't think that mechanic's going to be here.
So right here you just see a quick, we actually participated in that. That was part of the volcano level. So this is showing again how totems sort of stack up. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for other outfits because they had one so far.
So I wanted to point out too that this demo can be, or this level can be played a couple of different ways. But this one specifically, we had this that wind bag.
Yeah,
right?
It's a gust jar.
The gust jar.
And you're seeing it here for the first time. So you'll see that it'll sort of push not just bombs out there. By the way, you can also push your teammates out to like a platform if there's lava separating the platform from where you're standing, which is super useful because it goes further than the throw. So right here, you are seeing Zelda's dress, which the ability for that is basically you get more heart. You have a chance to get a heart when you kill something or when you cut a bush.
This is the first time we've actually seen Link dress up as Zelda.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
Which is pretty strange, and awesome at the same time. As you can see here, too, there's communication happening in that both the red and blue player are saying it's totem time. So you basically want to coordinate through nonverbal communication.
Yeah, so as you can see, that one, the hit point or the weakness area on this boss moved up inside of the giant jelly. So to hit the top one, you had to stack 3 people. Earlier in the fight, it was lower, and you had to do 2 people and 1 person. So you're going to want to communicate and collaborate a lot. And there you see with the pom-poms getting spammed on the screen. They're just the best.
I love the pom-poms.
So we heard that there's sort of like an overworld, but it's where you'll be exchanging your rupees and items and stuff like that. You find, Jose, you talked about how there was a lot of stuff in Link Between Worlds, like sort of items and things you found in the field that didn't really get used a lot.
Yeah, I do. So there is a material game to these outfits, and from what we've been told from Hiromasa Shikada, the director on this game, you're basically going to be capturing those to get these outfits made. So that's a cool element, and use them in PvP, which is also kind of cool. So there you have it, folks. Zelda Triforce Heroes, which is coming to 3DS Fall 2015. And for more Zelda coverage, you're already in the right place. IGN.